Hello and welcome to another episode of Let's Deconstruct Final Fantasy X atop an exercise bike. I feel like we skipped the intro on the last one of these, or possibly the last two. So we'll do it again. Final Fantasy X it was one of the all-time classics. Obviously, it's a game I've mixed opinions on, but it's a classic game with a classic story. This is a Let's Play designed to really break it apart. And in some levels, that's going to take a lot of the joy out of it. So if you've not played the game, maybe... I mean, I would say you should just play the game first hand yourself and really try and avoid any Let's Plays of anything. But if you must watch a Let's Play, you know, maybe this isn't the one to watch if you've never played the game before. Anyway, with that said, I mean, everyone's their own boss and will make their own decisions. Yep. Oh yes, yeah, I remember. Yeah, we're on the Thunder Plains, aren't we? Yeah, it's been a few days since I last played this, so we'll see. Let the signs. Okay, that didn't really register, but whatever.
Yuna looked preoccupied.
Yes.
Was it because of Jiskel?
It's weird delivery of lines.
I've been scared of lightning ever since.
It's not easy being a guardian to a summoner so young.
You not resting. Go away.
Reasonable.
I wonder what's wrong with Yuna.
Maester Seymour and his entourage passed by a while ago. And the Maester is to be married soon?
Excuse me, where did you hear that?
The Guado are telling everyone.
Oh, they are they?
Yes, they are. I don't imagine we bought anything last time. I mean, that feels like that would be better. No. I think we did want that. I mean, we're on the Thunder Plains, that would seem like a reasonable thing to have. Oh, that's just... Wait, so is she... Okay, she already was. Oh, okay.
What? Whoa!
Yes?
I implore you.
Ow! Oh. Well, it's nothing really. I just, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have come in. Hey! Wasn't that Jiskel Guado guy?
The sphere is his will. It says, take care of my son.
Huh. His son, Seymour? Well, I know one way to take care of him.
I'm sorry.
Huh?
What do you think you're up to?
Yuna was acting funny.
Yeah. She'll tell us when she's ready, so hold your chocobos till then. Yeah.
All right.
So just an observation, just one thing that this game does surprisingly well. Characters whacker normally, touching other characters. It's something I don't often get involved with talking about the Witcher series, but like Witcher 3, the amount of times where like an item, one character has to touch another character, or an item has to be passed from one character to another, and they'll do it just off screen, because it's it's kind of difficult, really. Like they do a decent job of it.
We're not through the Thunder Plains yet, so be prepared, all right?
Yeah.
If it's okay with Riku, shall we go?
Soon. No.
It's not stopping, is it?
Don't tell me you were hoping it would. Fine, stay here.
All right already. But you didn't have to say it like that, you know. You could be more comforting or something. You know, try to cheer me up. You just don't get me at all, do you?
Try and cheer me off.
Hey, are you listening? I'm not scared. I'm not scared, you hear?
This has gone on for a little bit too long. Good, okay. Oh. What? I didn't say at the start, it's going to be another one of these slightly shorter episodes. This probably looking at somewhere around about the 45 minutes, hour range. Yellow shield. Oh, look at that. Sphere stuff. Possibly from leaving in a hurry. So yes, so we can go up to here and then back. Okay, fine. So yeah, we could bust through. What do we get if we bust through? We get pill for Gil. I don't necessarily think that we particularly need that. I think he just comes back. Right. Oh. Right, ass. I'm not sure that this actually does anything for him at this juncture, because I think he's only is it that way? No, it's this way. Okay. Yeah, his only spell is haste, and doesn't make much odds. Okay. Okay. Cool. I guess we'll just head on. Try not to die. Can't remember what button it was to jump. I think probably just get tired of something. Riku, do you have like some sort of stealing thing? Oh, you do. Okay. There we go. Incredible.
That's how it's done.
Alright, so I don't think it was that button then. So do we have to like go to these in like an order or something? Yeah. Cool. Right, I think we will do that. I think we'll keep stealing because those lunar curtains will come in useful for upgrading the gear now. Yeah, good for Waka. This and you know and then slight problem with this. Okay. A strange stone, I guess. It's a different order than some shit.
Focus.
Right, yeah. Come on. Focus this.
Bring it on.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you gave it your best shot. You. Maybe I should have gone for the eyeball thing. Oh my word! Right, okay. Oh, that was superbly ineffectual. Right, can you come out? Let's get Una on. I think she's still got Dark Touch, but it doesn't look like it's going to take. Nasty. Can we actually Dark Attack this guy? Doesn't look like it. Right, okay. Can you steal anything else? No. Okay, well, I knew that was going to happen. Yeah. Right. Mari. Can you Phoenix down? Oh dear. Blitzball forward.
Ooh, I'm back.
Welcome back. Possibly being a little bit reckless there. On your feet, Centurion.
Ugh, I thought I was gonna die.
Yeah, well. Yeah. I think in the circumstances, we'll actually get Ishrit out. I know it takes ages, but I'm just a little bit nervous on the party health. We have taken some damage. Sure. Cool. Nothing personal whacker, but just a little lower than everyone else. Cool. No. Yes, up to here. Fine. How much health is that? Not that much. Quite sure what that purpose that serves, given that he's got Lancet anyway, but probably it for me to question. Oh, so we could bust him through. Ooh, Mage Kamari. Well, that is interesting. So we can either send him down the Whacker path. So is he actually goosed if we don't have any? I mean, to be honest, it's a tough one to know, really. I suppose it would be helpful having somebody else who's a mage, but he'll never be as good at it as Lulu. But yeah, maybe that's what we'll do. Right, okay. Something exciting for you.
Please don't make it rumble.
Yeah, very good. Can we get another steal? Effective. Oh, I see. So we need to... Oh, is it a timed thing as well?
Nah!
Yeah, sure. Right, can you actually steal off that? Because I get the impression that might, yeah. It's a bit more like it. Yeah, that one. Like the combat in this, really, I mean, I've mentioned it before, it's a bit tedious, but like it is deeply tedious. Like, just everything feels the same. Like there's nothing wrong. Like, I was talking with this about Final Fantasy 15, and like the combat in Final Fantasy 15 is like it's barely existent. Like, as I say, like when combat music kicked in, I used to pick up a book and read that until the combat stopped. But at least it was matching its pacing. Oh yes, good, so it is that button. Look, I think it's fine to have like no combat or low combat. I just think it's not quite so fine when you've just got really sluggish combat. Like, what's the feel that this combat is going for? Do you know what I mean? Like the decisions feel made for me. Like, the best way to do it is to just do it regimentedly by the book every time. Right, okay, so rest assured, we will not, in any way, shape, sense, or form, be dodging like 5,000 lightning bolts or whatever. Well, that's bad. Right, well, I'll tell you what. You know, maybe you can make yourself useful. You could pray. I think maybe something a bit more effective than thoughts and prayers might see us through.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Do you have...
You will hurt no one.
Yeah, good. Right, good work. You know. Tidus actually haste Riku. Yeah, I suppose we do just steal. Right, okay, well, keep stealing. Lulu, you can come and do it. Put it with the others. Right, try this out. I'll run in. somebody had a, I think that's Lulu, isn't it? Who has the bangles. So, not the 80s pop band, but the equipment piece. Oh, SOS regen. That's a lot less exciting. Oh god.
Needles! I hate needles!
Yeah, well, yeah. Not surprised. At least you got a chocobo feather. Okay, good. No. Yes. Okay. I actually think our best bet here is just to keep stealing the chocobo feathers. Right, Lulu. Before it escapes. Okay. Sure, why not? Hey, did it.
No time to waste. Let's go.
Right, what's... we get something nice? We get Cactus Spy. Is that actually an upgrade on what you already have? Initiative, no. That's definitely not an upgrade on what you have. Right. Tydos, can you haste this one? Can you power break this guy? Fine. Like, I'm not sure how many we'll need for like the low level stuff, but the higher level things, like you need like 999 of these sodding things. No, white magic, yes, no. Right, so Whacker and Lulu. Oh no, it's not you. Dark attack. My dice. Okay, good hit. there. That was felt somewhat unfair. Right. This is going to be one of these awkward ones, isn't it, where the distance between save points is going to conspire against me somewhat. Right, I don't know if we'll head that way or not, but for now, let's just clear up the rest of this bit and then decide afterwards. Right, Niku. Yeah, good. I don't know why I could say good as if it makes any difference. Oh shit! No! Oh, good. Oh, okay, we didn't lose it. Fabulous. Right, okay. Is there any point whatsoever in this?
Need a light?
Okay, superb. So basically the plan for this one, I guess, is just to kind of hope and pray that Tidus gets attacked and he gets his limit, because otherwise we can't do it. Don't you just need to... Or we'll miss it. Right, which way's it going? Yeah. I guess technically Riku could mix something, but... Lulu's had a go. Wakka's not had a go, has he? Wakka actually managed to hit him. I thought that Tidus. Oh, okay, so. Yeah. Hit it. Oh, no. That was just a one-off, it seems. What is Rune Mog? +5, yeah, okay, fine. Sure. Yeah, I don't know. I want to make reference to the fact that we're watching all this combat that incentivizes farming. Right, see that? No complaints here. 42 minutes, I think. Oh, cutscene. Right, I'm going to come off the back. Because it's just a late one.
Everyone, wait.
What's up?
I have something to tell you.
Here? We're almost out of here. Let's go.
I have to say it now.
Over there.
Somehow, my bad feelings always come true.
I've decided to marry.
I thought so.
But why? Why'd you change your mind?
For Spira's future and Yevon's unity. I thought it would be the best thing to do.
That's not good enough.
Wait, is it? Is it because of Lord Jiskel?
Hey, that sphere!
Show me.
I can't. I must speak to Maester Seymour first. I truly am sorry, but it is a personal matter.
You're kidding, huh?
As you wish.
I'm sorry.
Just one thing.
I won't quit my pilgrimage.
Then it is fine.
Wait a minute, Orin. You don't care? I mean, you're not gonna stop her?
No, I'm not. As long as she is willing to face sin, all else is her concern. That is a summoner's privilege, as long as she journeys.
But that's...
Yuna, just one question. Can't you just talk to Maester Seymour? You got to marry him?
Don't know. But I think it is the right thing to do.
Okay, I guess.
Uni. Quiet! I wish we could help somehow. Some way.
It's okay. I'll be fine.
Now get your hands off me.
She says I'm sorry. He says it's fine. She's willing to face sin. She's privileged. I didn't understand. But somehow, I felt like I didn't belong. But if I didn't belong with them, I'd be stuck in Spira, alone. And being alone in that place, well, I didn't want to think about it.
Next, we're going to Makalania Temple. Yuna can talk with Seymour there. We Guardians will wait until they're done and plan our next move. Understood?
So yeah, there comes a point in this game where my memory of it gets really quite hazy, and it's basically the point where we leave the Thunder Plains. After that, I'm not too sure what's going on. If you've got an overdrive, sure, use that. So, if I may say so, that was absolutely pathetic. Yes. It did less damage than Kamari did. You've not done anything, have you? Stunning. Sure. It's like, I know I bang on about it, it just strikes me as such a strange decision to plan out combat like this. You know, somebody sat down and said, well, let's do all these repetitive combats. And then a lot of people like it went through, it would have gone through like a QA process, wouldn't it? No, but then again, as I say, my manager at my new work, I was speaking to him about it, and it was the first thing he said, like when I mean, maybe he was just making conversation, but like he was like, "Oh yeah, the combat in it." Like, what? Can we play the same Final Fantasy X? Okay. I hate her overdrives. Well, technically they are the best overdrives in the game, but they're also yeah. I don't really like anything that you know. It's bad enough having to grind up all these things without having to use them up to do damage as well.
Allow me.
Maybe we'll save it for like a boss or something. I think you just keep attacking, because I would like to be here before Christmas. Right, okay, good. Well, I think that's bad, but it's actually fine, because it gives Whacker a chance to make himself useful. Oh, no.
Enough. No time to waste. Let's go.
Oh, time on 51. But yeah, I mean, I prefaced this video at the start with a section, you know, saying, "Oh, this is one of the classics of all time" for those who haven't played it. And I think it is. I think it's a fascinating game. But some of the decisions in terms of the design, yeah, it's just like it's wild shit. Like, yeah. And there's also, like, to me, I mean, like, you know, I'm not the authority on this game, but it feels like as well that the loads of the combat powers are just like just so worthless. Oh, God being here. Butterflies.
You're worried about Yuna.
Of course I'm worried about her. What is she thinking?
The simplest answer would be, in exchange for agreeing to marry him, she hopes to negotiate with Seymour.
Negotiate what?
I wonder.
What? All by herself?
She's strong, but Seymour is the better negotiator.
Well then, why don't we do something about it?
Yuna wants it this way.
I just don't get it. Doesn't she trust us?
On the contrary, she doesn't want us caught up in whatever it is she's planning.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But that makes me worry even more. She could just tell us.
That's the way she is. She's naive, serious to a fault, and doesn't ask for help.
Apart from whenever she makes everybody a guardian.
You're probably right.
Yuna's easy to read.
Yeah, she is.
But hard to guard. Stand by her. Always.
Slowpokes!
Sorry. It's funny how calm I was. Maybe it was because I'd realized that Yuna wasn't marrying Seymour for love. Not really. It was just her duty. Something she had to do before returning to her pilgrimage. That's what I kept telling myself anyway. And well, maybe. I realized that Yuna and I'd never, you know. Yuna, let's go.
This piece of music is absolutely killer. Sorry, just 2 secs just to listen to it. So I'm not sure who writes this, because like on Final Fantasy's, I think it's literally 1 through 9. Like everything is composed by a dude called Nobuo Uematsu. But this one shared, and like some of the pieces of this bit when it opens up. Yeah, he really has got a killer soundtrack. But I know, like one of the other great pieces in it is the Mount Gagazet theme, and I think that's done by the other dude. Actually, I don't think that is Nobu. The main themes, like what the Tizanakand, is Nobu, but I'm not sure. Not sure on the others. It's midnight. So I gotta be winding this down. Let's have a look at. Okay, so we could put actually censor on. Right. Is there any chance that we could maybe like sort this rather than having it in like the single worst order? Right, okay. Yeah, so she's got that equipped, right, fine. And what we want is... not the bangle. I'm sure there was... do we not have... Can we put it on maybe... like... No, it has to go on a weapon. Oh, okay. There's not much point in putting it on that. Okay, right. Is this going to be something I end up doing next time? Possibly. I mean, that's fairly useless. Actually, all of these things are pretty useful. I suppose it's the most useful thing for Riku, since she's just going to be stealing all the time anyway. That all sense. Let's do it. Okay. It does change the name of that, like, sort of, kind of procedurally, which is okay. And Titus. Sure, why not? Right, there we go. So what's to talk about as we close off the episode? I think that, like, if we think about things that have gone on, there's the design and the puzzle system in the Thunder Plains, which I admittedly have just ducked out of because I can't. I don't know. I don't know if it's a now thing, if I always felt that way, but like, I don't, with like the Cactus statues, I don't feel on the same wavelength as the folks who design like the puzzles and things in Final Fantasy X. So I don't feel a need. I know that if I try and work that out, I'm going to be having to fight, you know, endless random encounters. And there's already quite a lot of random encounters. And I think that the random encounters, like when you compare it to its immediate predecessor, 9, which we've obviously covered on the channel, the combat in terms of like waiting for your turn is faster in 10. But because your choices are just, they feel more like anti-choices, really. This make sure everybody gets a hit in combat to get the experience. You know, just makes them really like tedious and sluggish. I think that's a bad decision. Everybody must get a hit in order to you know, to level like up or get experience. I think that is the wrong way to do things. I think by and large you want, like, you don't want your combat system to feel like you're grinding, and I think that's exactly what Final Fantasy X kind of like sets up and walks into. And yes, we did some grinding in several of the games we played. You know, Fallout 2, very noticeably. Excuse me. Final Fantasy 9, we did some in. Even Three Houses. There are a few bits where we were like, well, we'll use this to just, you know, level up various side skills for the mages or whatever. So, you know, that can be in your game, but you shouldn't want your day-to-day gameplay to be like that. And obviously some of this is looking at it after, you know, repeated playthroughs, and, you know, it's never quite as exciting as the first time. But I would be clear that even the very first time I played this, even, you know, and I was a much more sort of glass half full video game player at that point. But yeah, even then I was like, oh, no, this sucks, you know. And that was the feel there in the Thunder Plains, that like, yeah, that was happening a bit too often. I think as well, I don't know how it would feel if the combat was more or less on rails and more sort of dynamic and interesting. But I feel like the encounter rate, excuse me, is just a little bit too high as well. And it was quite noticeable there in the Thunder Plains that it was like, it felt like maybe it could have been at least half as long again between encounters as it was. So yeah, that's not great. I don't know if we've talked for a little while about the Tidus and his Wonder Years moments, when he does, you know, these retrospective reflections on, you know, what he thought at the time, and looking back, I remember, you know, like, that to me is a lot better the second or third time, second and third time around than it was the first. I thought that was really cringeworthy the first time I played it. I've more sympathy for it now I know what's going on. It's hard to know with that, like, how much of it is sort of marred with the problems in the voice acting, which we've talked about previously. Whether or not that impacts it. I also don't know about this whole story arc with Yuna and Seymour. Like, I mean, I think I went on at length in the previous episode. I'm just not sure about Seymour. I'm not like, I think there are a few characters too many in this game, and I think sometimes it maybe gets in its narrative. It's not a very tightly woven narrative. Like, stuff just sort of like just fly in and out. That's kind of like sort of incidental. You know, the other thing, I mean, like, I suppose the elephant in the room, if you're not into that sort of thing, is like it is an anime. That's, you know, that's what we're looking at. So you expect a certain amount of like, I don't know, animification. But there's also just bits that, you know, I think I mentioned in one of the other videos. It was a bit like this with Claire Obscure, obviously, that there's this almost like, it feels kind of like a TV show in that, like, sometimes some of the episodes and content just feel like filler. It's an odd thing. Like you've got the base story of Tidus, and the base story of Yuna, and the base story of Waka, and the base story of Lulu, and the base story of Kamari, and a lot of the the base story of Aaron. I think that's really strong. I think that sin as a concept, even though it's like obviously, I mean, it's the massive elephant in the room with sin, just it just comes and it just destroys our people. It's like, well, have you tried not living by the coast? Does anyone give them that a bash? Yeah, as a narrative device and the interplay with it, I think it's really strong. I think it's really good. I just don't know, Seymour, Donna, the Luca goers, I was thinking to myself before as well that even as much as it's well, I mean, the whole conversation to have on that. Even Riku can sometimes be just a bit of a bridge too far. If she wasn't in it, might it be just a little bit tighter a story? To say nothing of the whole thing of with Riku as whether or not whether or not the game is making her out to be a sex symbol, which she absolutely is, but then there's also a certain amount of I don't know, childification of it. Just for I mean, obviously, you don't have to go too far in anime land before you're in creepy town, but it just feels just sort of, I don't know, yeah, it doesn't feel great. The music's been really nice in this one. As I say, this piece is called Words to the Effect. I can't remember the actual Japanese name, but I know it as The Silence Before the Storm. But yeah, it's a great piece. But the Thunder Plains piece is actually quite good as well. And the Thunder Plains as an area is very evocative. And again, we're doing things with colour here, and the way it leads into the Macalania Woods is okay, that's really nice. But yeah, what's my feeling on this playing it through? It's okay. It's I really enjoyed Knights of the Old Republic, and I really didn't enjoy Temple of Elemental Evil. Bloodlines was hit and miss. This one's it's okay. There's bits of it I really like, and then it's mostly just the combat. It's just so dull. And as I say, it's not like it. It's not like it needs to be. There's also the other problem with this. I mean, we recently, so we've now for the first time started to use the customized system with the gear, and we're able to add on abilities to gear that's got empty slots and stuff. I'm not particularly jazzed about that. Like, and this is something that, like, you know, again, Claire Obscure had a thing with this, of like picking up gear. I suppose loads of Morpagers do this as well. Picking up gear, but it might just be useless. It might be something you've already got. There's no sort of like incremental. Like when you compare it to, say, like a Final Fantasy, I'm going to say 7. I think 7's the best example of what I'm thinking, or equally 6, if you want to use that, and presumably the games before it. That, like, when you found a new piece of gear, that was like something special, even if it was in the shop, and it was like that was going to make for a step up in your capability, or your character's capability. But in this, you don't have that. But then you've got the other thing on top of it, which is that, like, those powers, you know, those customization things, you have to sort of grind steel in order to populate those. I was just like, you know, like, is that what the game needed? Is it like more grind? You know, when I played this over lockdown, I think I was still enjoying it at this point. There are some miserable fights still to come. Like the... just in case people are watching this for the first time, and like that, one of the fights in like the in the final dungeon in particular is just teeth-pullingly dull. That was what I stopped at when I was playing it in lockdown. I was just like, you know, when you get to the final dungeon and you're like, nah, I'm alright, like, because it's just that bad. And I do think that we're going to see more of that, and you know, but yeah. But sometimes it's difficult to tell with a lot of the just going back to the story on it, like, sometimes it's difficult to tell, like, how elements that aren't so good impact, you know, and juxtapose with the things that are. Is the whole sin thing and the whole Una and Tidus element of the story, is that more like, I don't know, is it easier to invest in that because of, for instance, the Seymour marriage bit? You know, because I'm pretty sure the first time I played it, like, I really didn't like, I mean, again, I was younger and a different view on many things, but like, I definitely didn't want Una to marry Seymour. And playing it now, it just seems like just incredibly obvious that that's not ever really on the cards. And again, it's one of these things that's going to be dictated by cutscenes. I'm not sure with this that we might be online next episode for another cutscene that I think is kind of... I mentioned it like previously that, like, I think some of the cutscenes were done before the story was written. Like, it feels like a lot of the scenes sort of these great big long cinematics existed in their own right as art pieces, and some of them are very, very good. Yuna doing the sending at Kilika being like an obvious example. But it felt like, there's another one. I think it's coming up, or maybe they come back here later. I'm not sure. Look, it's the other thing with this game that, like, I mean, I've said it, before, like, there's like it has a very, very dreamlike quality to it. It feels very foggy. Not sort of like foggy in like an ugly, like, sort of grey, clair obscur in its Vaseline fog way, but just in the way that areas sort of step from one place to another. It doesn't feel like you're necessarily going from place to place so much as the world is imagining itself in front of you. I don't know if I'm conveying that very well. Like, a lot of that is just the fact that the world map in this is, if the world map is trying to accomplish what the world map accomplishes in the Final Fantasy games that came before this, then the world map is horrendous. But if the world map is trying to create this dreamlike quality, then it's very good. But yeah, it's certainly. I mean, it's difficult to, like, orientate oneself, but it is. It's bloody amazing that, like, this was. When I played it, I loved this game. It really was one of my at that time, my all-time favourites. If that was a horrible sentence, but anyway. And I've played it to the final dungeon in the last, what are we talking, like 4 years? 3 years? 4 years? No, it's a bit longer than that, to be fair. And I just can't remember what happened. Like, obviously I remember the core bits with Tidus and Yuna, Sin and that. But, like, what's going to occur from here on out? Just no idea. I think it's fascinating. Like, if you look at other games that we cover on the channel, like I'm not going to include the Fallouts or Baldur's Gates because that's played them to death. I've done loads of Fallout 2. I must have completed that about like 15 times, something ridiculous. But, like, Knights of the Old Republic, I've only completed that, like, and I got to, like, the Jedi Council bit, which I think is kind of, but I think I've done that twice before I played it. Yeah, and completed it once, but I can still remember most of the things that were going on because it's just like, it's just much clearer with what it's doing. Yeah. Right, it's midnight. I'm way past my bedtime for a school night. What did you think of? And I know it's only a small episode, but, like, yeah, what do you think of this so far? What are your opinions on it? I know I say it all the time, but, like, I really do mean it. I love it when folks comment. You know, you can liking and subscribing. Yeah, whatever. I mean, obviously, if you want to, that's great. But for me personally, the thing that I really enjoy are the comments. So yeah, do let me know what you think. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.